Yo, what's going on, guys? And supposedly, Shams Ronnie on FanDuel TV said that the Knicks are in the market for a star player, but I don't think they need DeMar DeRozan. They haven't, or Zach LaVine. Like, I don't think those guys are improving yet. I do agree with the Karl-Anthony. I'm a Timberwolves fan, and I agree with Karl-Anthony Towns being someone that they should be interested in. But as a T-Wolves fan, I don't think we're trading him unless we're a first-round exit. Now, what we heard is New York Knicks are keeping an eye on the trade market should a star player become available, according to Shams Ronnie at FanDuel TV. Quote, they're monitoring the marketplace. They want to see if there's a star player available that they would go all in for. They have 8 first-round picks. They've kept a lot of their assets. They have a ton of tradable contracts as well. They've got a couple of young players. They have guys like Immanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes. They got pieces. If they want to make an aggressive bid for a superstar, I think they have what it takes, end quote, said Charania. Ian Bagley of Sports New York said that the team has not engaged in discussions or advanced talks for either Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan. Grimes recently discussed his lack of shooting rhythm after shooting 35.9% from the field so far this year. And it's interesting to see, like, what's it called, in terms of trade value or trying to figure out guys that are tradable. As of right now, I really don't know what star is available unless Zion Williamson or like Karl-Anthony Towns or somebody demanded a trade. We don't really know who's going to be available because I don't think DeMar or Zach LaVine moves the needle. Does Pascal Siakam, who, you know, he's not shooting great, but he's a guy who's an all-NBA player, and the Raptors could look to avoid the scenario that he might just leave them, and instead of having to sign and trade him or lose him for nothing like they did Fred VanVleet. Now, I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns is moving, and I don't think Bojan Bogdanovic moves the needle either. So it starts to get interesting when you start looking around, like, who are going to be the guys to move the needle for this team that could be available, and it becomes difficult as Zach LaVine, his foot, he's out for several weeks with that foot injury, and his trade value isn't as high as it used to be, while DeMar DeRozan continues to hold up, as a great player, but I don't think either of them put you over the edge. OG Anunoby is a guy who looks like an all-defensive honor again this year, and he's potentially, one of the best two-way players in the league, elite defense, and they could bring him back and get his, bird rights in free agency by trading for him. Now, I don't think Klay Thompson or Andrew Wiggins or Chris Paul is going to be available, nor do I think those guys take you to the next level. Same thing with Jalen Green. I don't think that's a guy who takes it to the next level. So who is really, or Jeremy Grant, he's on that big old deal. And is that going to be, enough to put you over the edge? I don't think it is. So that's where I want to hear you guys. Is there somebody that the Knicks should go after, or do you guys just for gaze for next offseason?